My name is Vanessa Welsh, and thank you so much for clicking onto my channel today. I am so glad that you're here. We have got a lot to talk about today, so feel free to just get settled into your seat, get a nice little snack. Please relax and be cozy. I am here in my bedroom. On my canopy bed and my cute little cuddle pillow, so I'm comfortable and I hope that you're comfortable too. So for today, we are going to be talking about weight loss surgery. I have made the decision to get weight loss surgery. I got my surgery date the other day. It is September 22nd of 2021, and I am super excited about it. Excited and relieved because it has been a super long journey for me. Anyone who thinks it is the easy way to lose weight clearly has never done the journey or really known anyone who's really committed to it. But that we'll talk about later on in the video. So if you want to hear more about my journey, why I decided to do it, please continue to watch the video. A little disclaimer, I am not a doctor. I am not a nutritionist. I do not have any studies or licenses or anything in anything health. Everything that I'm sharing is coming from my doctors, it's coming from my nutritionist, and it is specifically about my body and my experience. What I also am not saying is that I believe that all women or people in general with bigger bodies need to lose weight. I have experienced many times where I have been in the doctor's office and my weight was just brought up for no reason, and I did not like that. I did not appreciate that, and I don't think that weight loss surgery is the answer for everybody. If you are happy at your weight and you are healthy, meaning you're not pre-diabetic, you don't have high cholesterol, your body is not negatively reacting to your weight, then that's great. That's your business. You do what's best for you. So that being said, when I am talking about my desire to lose weight, when I'm talking about any unhappiness that I've experienced with my larger body, I am not making judgments about people as a whole. I am talking about my particular body, my experience, and how my weight has negatively affected my own life. So if you are a person who is interested in getting weight loss surgery, or you're not sure, if you're on the fence, that is really what these videos are for. I am at the very, very beginning of my journey, and often I watch videos and content of people who are farther down. They are 3 to 6 months to a year out, and I love those videos because there's something to look forward to, but I wanted to add to the space of someone who is brand new. They're trying to do research and they're trying to see. There's also not a ton of women of color in this space as well, so I would love to add some diversity awareness to this journey and how that kind of works. So if you are interested in following me, please like, please comment, please subscribe, and now let's get into it. So if you are new to the weight loss surgery idea, maybe you don't know what it is, maybe your doctor suggested it to you. Hopefully they suggested it to you because you asked for weight loss. Hopefully they didn't just throw that in your face. So I hope that that was the case for you. But so let's say you are interested in weight loss surgery, you're just not sure how it works. So there are different options. The option that I am getting, and also to say the different options have to do with your weight, your age, kind of your activity level. If you do have other medical issues, all of that is kind of taken into account when you sit down with your doctor and have a consultation. Also, sometimes it is up to you what kind of surgery you can get. Sometimes it is not. Once again, with the different details of your body and the different things that you need, and also your insurance. If you're doing it through insurance, if you're paying for it out of pocket, we're doing it through insurance. So there are different things that insurance requires as a part of the process. So for me, for my age, for my weight, I had the option. I could either get the sleeve, which is what I'm getting, or I could get the bypass, which is the surgery that my mom got. So the sleeve is where they take your stomach and they make it the size of a banana. They do 4 different incisions, basically where they take these 4 different tools, and it's not a super invasive surgery at all, and they make your stomach the size of a banana and they kind of staple it like around the edges of it, and then remove the excess stomach. So there are tons of videos to where you can watch with actual doctors and people who really do it. So please go on YouTube and watch those. I will link a video below so that you can actually see how it works. And then there's a second option that they gave me, which is the bypass, where they take your stomach and make it the size of an apple. And then they also move, I believe it is your upper intestine, and they kind of move it around so that it fixes portion control and it fixes malnutrition issues. So I will definitely have my mom on this channel so she can explain that one better, because that's the one that she got. But they recommended that one for her because she is middle-aged and she's had children. So it just made more sense for her needs and for her body. So yeah, so that's how it works. I am getting it on September 22nd. So the process, I really wanted to make this video because I've seen a lot of girls' videos where their process was like 4 months, 6 months. They hopped in the doctor's office, they did a little blood work, and then they were good. And that was not my experience at all. So it has been a great experience and I'm not complaining at all, but it has certainly been a journey. So I started this process back in November of 2020, and what I did was I met with a bariatric surgeon at a hospital that does specialize in bariatric surgery. So number one piece of advice, please do research on your surgeon. Do research on their reviews, their success rate for surgery. You do not want to just go in and have anyone cut out a piece of your stomach. It is a life-changing surgery. It is not, some people would consider it to be cosmetic. I don't necessarily consider it to be cosmetic. Obviously, weight loss changes the way that you look, but it is changing the way that your body actually functions. So please make sure that you do research on the doctors in your area. And if you have to travel to have a better doctor, I would absolutely wait and save up and recommend doing that. But so I have my doctor. I don't want to throw his business out there, so we'll just call him Dr. Z, because that's what we call him anyway. And he is absolutely amazing. He was a doctor who did my mom's surgery, and he just really is very attentive. And his whole team, like, I love his whole team. There's him, there's the head nurse, there's his admins, and every time I go into the doctor's office, they make me feel welcome, they make me feel valuable to them, and they're really listening to what I want and what's important to me. So had the first consultation. He was like, you know, how much do you weigh? What are your goals and everything? And so my heaviest weight is 325 pounds. And so I'm pretty sure the first time that I weighed that was maybe June or July of last year. Before then, my heaviest weight for a long time, for maybe a year or two, was about 315 pounds. But yes, I am not afraid or ashamed to say that number, because I really don't think that weight defines you as a person. But I was disappointed initially when I saw that number, just because of diet culture and how we are all taught as women that the number does define us in some way, but it doesn't. So I will always share that. I have it in my bio on my weight loss social media, just because I think it's important to normalize heavier weights and see them and be like, oh, okay, that is my heaviest weight. I don't necessarily have a goal weight. You kind of have to write one down. So I picked 160 to 170 pounds. I am 5'8". I am 26 years old. So it kind of made sense for me, but to be quite honest, if I get to 200 pounds, if I get to 180 and I'm happy, then that's really more what it's about for me. But yeah, so I went to the doctor and I had the consultation. And so basically, for my process, I've had to see every single kind of doctor and get a clearance from them. They check my heart, you know, they check my lungs. I did thousands of dollars of blood work, which I was so grateful that we could use our insurance for it. It was a long process for me. And in the middle of that process, they discovered a thyroid issue that I was having. So I actually had to get a surgery before I could get this surgery. It was really difficult because it took them a couple months to figure out what the issue was. Basically, I had really, really high calcium levels that were causing me a lot of issues. I was having fatigues, I was having migraines, I just felt really hazy. It was getting in the way of my work and like my life functioning. And it just felt very sudden, very out of the blue, because I had done blood work in 2019 and through 2020, and it hadn't registered. But for some reason, 2021, my calcium levels spiked. So I had to get a gland on my parathyroid removed. So that's a whole nother story for another day. But once again, I just wanted to share for people who have those type of things that happen on their journey. That did happen to me, where on the way to getting weight loss surgery, they discovered something else that needed to be taken care of, which I am very glad about, because honestly, you want to know what's going on with your body. So though I did feel a lot of disappointment of, gosh, my date keeps getting pushed back, like I want to get this weight off my body, and I really need help getting this weight off of my body, and I'm I'm doing the nutritionist stuff, and I'm working out and everything. I just need more help, which is why I'm getting the surgery in general. And it's like, feels like I can't get to that. But I would just want to encourage anyone and say that you will get there, and the journey might just take a little bit longer than you're thinking, but I already know that it's going to be worth it, and I haven't even had the surgery yet. But you'll get there. So that was my process. So then after a few months of basically seeing every type of doctor, doing every blood work, you have to see a psychologist as well, or I did. It really depends on your insurance for what they require, but basically they required a certain amount of nutritional visits, and then I had to visit these different specialists to make sure that I was all good. They also wanted to make sure that I had a healthy mindset going into surgery, that I wasn't severely depressed or severely anxious. So I just really, once again, appreciated that about my doctors and my team, that they cared enough to make sure that I was even in a good place to do this. So that was the process. So now there is the why I decided to do this. And it's a huge why of why I decided to do this. There's so many reasons that even me thinking of how I can explain to you this in a way that's not going to take all day, is just daunting to think about. But I think one of my biggest whys is just that I, growing up, have kind of always had a level of discomfort about my body. And a part of that was due to my weight. And I know what people are going to say, and they're going to be like, oh, it's because diet culture sucks and blah, blah, blah. And yes, there is that. There's diet culture. Bigger women need to be treated better in our culture. Bigger women need to have more access to fashion, to even things like jewelry. And there were so many things that I wanted to do that I haven't been able to do because of my weight. And when I was younger was when I first started to encounter those things. So, and then I was severely bullied because of my weight. There were guys that would go to their way to be like, they won't date me because of my weight. And those things, though they were difficult, were not the real reason that I had a big issue with my weight. The real reason was that I felt like my weight was not a representation of who I was as a person. I felt like I looked at my body and I did not see who I was on the inside reflected in my body. And not because of stretch marks, and not because of rolls or anything like that, because I don't think that any of those things define beauty. I think stretch marks are beautiful and they're natural, and I think that bigger bodies are beautiful as well. I just think for me personally, it wasn't happening. I wouldn't look at myself in the mirror and be like, oh, that's Vanessa. I would look at myself in the mirror and see a reflection of the life that I just had been living. And I also had a very negative relationship with food, to where food was a comfort for me. I ate because I was happy, I ate because I was sad, and my thing has always been portion control. I don't mind eating healthy foods. I love being active. I love working out. But for me, a large plate of food just gives me a lot of comfort. So there were times where maybe 5 or 6 years ago where I would binge eat and eat way too much. And then there were times also where I would starve myself. So I've had a lot of very negative experiences with food, and I am in therapy working through those things, because that has a lot to do with it as well. But yeah, I had to do something about the fact that I didn't feel like my body reflected myself, and I had to do something about the fact that I need to not need food to be such a big part of my life. You know, I'm not one of those people who think there's like good and bad food. I think food is neutral, and I think the relationship that you have with it is what's important. I don't think that my goal is not to never eat carbs and ice cream again, because I don't think that that's realistic, and that's not the life that I want. I want to eat carbs, I want to eat ice cream. I just don't want one day of me eating carbs and ice cream to spiral into me now impulsively eating carbs and ice cream without there being any thought about my body and caring for myself. And you know what I'm saying? So if you'd like to see a video that talks more about that, I am going to make a video about my childhood and kind of dig into more of what that was like, because that really deserves a video all in itself. But yeah, and then as of recently, out of my childhood, it's like there's just things that I want to do that a bigger body is just not conducive for. So like I went with my brother to Six Flags, I think it was a year or two ago, and I was too big to get on the rides. I tried to book horseback riding for my husband and I, and none of the places I could find had horses that were big enough for my body. You know, we all know about shopping and things of that nature, and you are able to find cute clothes in a bigger size. You just have to kind of hunt for them. And me being a person who identifies very much in the beauty and fashion space, it just was very difficult for me. So I have always wanted to be curvy. That has always been a part of me. I don't want to be, you know, very, very thin has never been my particular goal, but I do want to have a body that doesn't get in the way of the active things that I want to do. And so literally getting out of bed in the morning, trying to tie my shoes. The other day I tried to paint my toes, and I have to like move around to move my stomach out of the way so that I feel comfortable. And I'm just tired of that. I'm tired of being out of breath. I'm tired of feeling like my body is a hindrance to the things that I want to enjoy in life. Because I love my body, and I think that I'm a beautiful person, and I want to express my beauty in every single way that I can. And so for me, that means bringing my body to a smaller size that works better for me. I was very fortunate to where I am not pre-diabetic. I don't have high cholesterol. My body is not my weight is not necessarily affecting my body and like my blood, but it certainly is affecting my body in the way that I live. You know, and there are certain things that I want to experience even with my husband. I want him to be able to lift me up. I want to be able to wear a shirt that he can fit, and just like things that are very important to me that weight loss is very pivotal to. And one of my biggest whys is that I'm very ready to be a mother. And I could have a body at this weight, but I am already so uncomfortable with my stomach in the size that it is, in the way that it is currently, to imagine how uncomfortable I would be. And you know, you're going to be uncomfortable when you're pregnant anyway, but uncomfortable at 325 and uncomfortable at 170 will just not be the same experience for me. It will be very different, and I am just ready for that. I have tried a lot of different things. And I always said, my husband and I always said that if this surgery didn't necessarily work out, that we would go back to trying different things. I don't necessarily think that surgery is the end all be all, or that it's necessarily a last resort. Just from my own research, my own needs for my body, and for where I am in my life. I'm 26 years old. I want to have a baby. I'm ready for that. I've been married for 3 years, and it just feels right for me. And I'm a Christian woman. I've prayed about it a lot. My husband and I have prayed about it a lot. And I've had the pleasure of watching my mom go through this journey. My aunt and my cousin have also gone through this journey as well, and it's really, really helped them. And so I am very blessed to have a community of other women who have chosen to love themselves. They've chosen to prioritize their bodies and their health and what they need. And so I'm ready for them. I'm ready to join them in that. So yes, so it's a really big deal. I made this video. Is a really big deal that I have a surgery date. It has been such a long time coming, and such a big journey. But if you're thinking about it, if you want to do it, if you decide to do it, then know that I am here as a resource. I am a teeny tiny channel. I have a teeny tiny Instagram. So if you want to DM me, if you have questions, if you want to comment, if you want to do this with me, even if you're at the very beginning of your process and you are about to get a consultation, I would just love to journey with you. I want a community of people to do this with, and I would love to be a person that's a part of your community. So please reach out to me. Please don't do this by yourself. If you go through the process and you decide you don't want to do it, that is totally fine. You should absolutely do what's best for you and your family and for your needs. But once again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. It really is super important to me. I will be posting stuff every single Friday, videos that are about this weight loss journey, how it's going. I will vlog my day of surgery as well. The next things I have coming up next week, I have pre-admission testing. I have to get a COVID test done and get all my pre-admission testing done. Then on the 8th, I have to start my liquid diet. You have to go on a 14-day liquid diet, which is 2 shakes and 1 sensible meal. Right before the surgery, just so that they can shrink your belly down, so that they have enough space to not have to touch your liver, not be too close to your liver. So there is that. My doctor did also give me a weight loss goal of 15 pounds to lose before surgery. So far I have lost 6 pounds of that, so I am very, very proud and excited about that. So I will vlog what I'm eating. I will vlog my workouts. Like, I am literally going to just load this page up with my journey, because I really, really want to be a resource for someone who is thinking about it. And once again, even if you decide not to do it, that is totally okay. I love that you're taking time to think about how to feel more like yourself and how to take care of yourself, because at the end of the day, that's what all of this is about. But thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next Friday, and yeah, have a great day.